I am so excited to show you how to make this pumpkin layers quilt. Just look how cute my sample block turned out, right? For this one, I'm going to use this Holiday Halloween Essentials layer cake from Moda. And let's open it up and get started. You want to sort your layer cake into pairs for this pattern. I'm going to go ahead and pick out just 4 prints to show you how to cut. So I'm going to choose a black and a white. You want to look for contrast when you make your pairs. And I need a gray. Let's go with spider webs. And an orange. Let's go polka dot. All right, let me move these aside for now. I'm going to stack all 4 of these together and cut them all exactly the same. We've got them nicely stacked together, lined up really straight. These are not directional prints, but if you have directional, you really want to cut them the way I say, because you want your pumpkins to all be straight up. So you want to make this cut first. Our first cut, 2 inches off the left side. Here we go. 2 inches. Slide those over. Then we're going to turn him sideways. We're going to cut 4 2-inch squares out of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 2-inch squares. And the last little piece, he needs to become 1.5 by 2. That little scrap go away. So these will become your stems for your pumpkins. And these will be the little background snowball corners. So set those up there. All right. Now we need to turn this piece this way. You want to cut 2 inches off the top. And that one's done. This is 2 by 8. These will be the rest of your background in the block. Set that aside for now. Cut another 2 inches off. All right, this piece is ready to go. It should be 6 by 8 inches. These will be your pumpkins. And one more cut here. We need to cut these into 3 3/4. 1, 2, 3 3/4. There's one and one more. This is all the scrap you have. That's pretty good. Okay, here's a recap on how much you need for cutting. 4 2-inch squares, 1 1.5 by 2 inch, 2 2-inch by 3 3/4, 1 2 by 8, 1 6 by 8. All right, I'm going to get my design board and I'll show you how to swap the blocks out. All right, so you got everything cut and now you need to swap it out so we can create a block. All of the 2 by 8 like rectangles, we're going to set those aside for now. We'll put them back in when we go to sew the whole quilt together. For now, we want to switch these out, so we'll set a pumpkin in all the corners here. And then we'll match up the snowball corners with each one. And then these become the rest of the background to go on either side of the stems. And then we put the stem in. So I'm going to like switch these around. Put a gray one over here because these can swap all over the place. Now let's go to the sewing machine. So our first step is you want to mark a line on the back of your little snowball corner squares from corner to corner. And then you're going to just lay them on the pumpkin block and sew directly on the line. It's right in the corner. So directly down the diagonal. Here we go. I personally don't mark the line all the time. I just eyeball it when the squares are small. So we're going to put that on all 4 corners. your little 2-inch squares. Go this way. Here we go. Right? Let me know in the comments if you actually draw every snowball corner line. Sometimes I will press the line with an iron, but when they're small like this, I usually eyeball it. Do it to all 4 corners of your pumpkin. Right? Now we need to take some scissors or your rotary cutter, but sometimes scissors are quicker for me. And just chop these corners off. Now all you want to do is just press your snowball corners back. Then we can go sew the stem and add it to the block. Just like that. So you created the pumpkin part. Now we need to create the stem part. We're just going to flip that little rectangle to here. 1/4-inch seam allowance. We're going to press towards the background or the stem. Really your choice. Put the other side on. Same thing, 1/4-inch seam allowance. Press them open. There's your stem. Now, we put our stem onto our pumpkin. Just like that. Here's the completed pumpkin. And you want to actually press everything down towards the pumpkins. It'll make everything line up better in the end. All your seams nest when we sew it together. Here we go. So you make 42 pumpkin blocks total. 21 pairs turn into 42 pumpkin blocks. Sew all those, and then I'll show you how to lay it out. So your blocks are all pieced and ready to lay out, but there is one final step before we do that. You need to bring in back those 2 by 8-inch rectangles, and they have to be added to the top or bottom to each pumpkin. So you need to choose 24 to have the rectangles on the top and 18 to have it on the bottom. So you just find the matching background 2 by 8 for each one and sew it accordingly. So now we'll go to the design wall and I'll show you how to lay it out. So it's quilt layout time, and you've made 42 blocks, remember? So you're going to put 7 pumpkin blocks across by 6 in each column. We're sewing this one together in vertical columns instead of horizontal rows like normal. See? Your columns 1, 3, 5, and 7 had your background rectangles on the tops of your pumpkins, and 2, 4, and 6, the rectangles are on the bottoms of your pumpkins, right? You press everything towards those rectangles, and then when you go to sew the columns together, all your seams will nest up. Use your 1/4-inch seam like that. I'll get it all sewn together, and then I'll show it off for you. Before I show off the one we sewed together, take a look at the pumpkin layers quilt my mom made. She used a fig tree layer cake, and I really love how it feels more fall over Halloween. Our version feels much more Halloween. Both quilts are too cute, and I can't wait to make another one. I really hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial as much as I enjoyed making it. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Bye.